All right, what's going on, guys? So what I want to do here is basically just show you guys pretty much what I go through in the morning, pre-market, before the open, everything I'm looking for, everything I see interesting, I mark out, and just wanted to show you guys a couple examples of these. Nothing too crazy here. Right now it's 8:30, so it's about an hour before the market opens. So just want to give you guys a few examples of what I look for in the mornings. So as you can see here on this chart, we have Google. I don't use a lot of levels. I don't use pre-market action. I don't use after hours. So I don't really do a lot in the morning before the market open. I just mark out my Fab 4 levels, and I'll show you guys what that looks like. So pretty much on Google here, I'm taking note of these of the SMA locations. As you can see right here, leading into this day, this is yesterday, so this would have been Monday, and this would have been Friday. This is Monday, and this is Tuesday, so this is today. Leading into Monday, we see a narrow state of SMAs. They're close. This orange line is close to this blue line right here. That's usually what we want to see because we have to mark out the Fab 4. So as an example on Google, if I wanted to mark a Fab 4, I would find the last 45 minutes of price action, mark the high point of that and the low point of that, which is there. But I also have to include this SMA, this 200. And as you can see, the reason why it looks boxy instead of rectangular is because this SMA is pointing up, right? We like a SMA to a 200 to be flat and the 20 to be kind of around it like this, and then price action to be somewhere like this. That way your box is tight like that. So this is an example of a not ideal box, but this is all I do in the morning. So like if I didn't like this right here, I wouldn't mark it and I would just go to meta and I would say, okay, how does meta look? Let's see. Okay, well, it's better. It's better, right? So I'd mark the Fab 4 on here and be like, okay, well, maybe this one might be decent right there, the rectangle. So if we get the open, so right now, that's pretty much it. That's all I do. I'm just waiting on the open because if we open up here like this, then I would be bullish on this with price continuing to the upside. If we open below, we open something like this, then I would be bearish and I would think price would continue to the downside. So that's it. I would leave this one and I would go to a different chart and I would do the same thing. I'd find Amazon. My main ones I trade, the same 6 to 8 stocks I trade every day. And this one, the same thing, is pointing up here. I don't really like that formation. So, I'd go back to another one. Okay, this one's pointing up here. Don't really like that formation at all. So I would go to another one. So this is how I'm marking the Fab 4 every day. And you can see this one's narrow, but it's still pointing down. This 200 is trending down, right? We would have liked it to trend down and then caught itself. And then the 20s around here, and then price is here, and we can make a Fab like this. But since it's pointing down, it's not ideal, right? But you could still mark the Fab 4 if you wanted to. Mark the high of that Fab 4 to the low, and it's not horrible. But ideally, we want the flat 200 to be in our box. That's what we would really be looking for pre-market to get a nice tight open and a momentum move off of that narrow Fab 4 and flat 200. So that's really the Fab 4. I would look for the same thing with uh, gold here. Same thing with gold. Leading into the open, the states are narrow. You can see here. The states are narrow. The 20 start to trending up. We like this, right? But the 200 is just pointing straight up. It's not a flat going into the open with price kind of doing its thing like that. That's more so what we want to see versus just an uptrend already and the 20s kind of just riding it. We want to see the flatness to it. So even gold right now, I wouldn't be looking to really get into this into the open just because of this SMA. I'd want to see this. This is perfect. This is ideal. going into that open, the tightness, the flatness of that 200, and then you get a boom, momentum move coming from that flat 200, that narrow state. And then you have the multiple green candle engulfings, I mean, even there, if you waited to there is fine too. But I'm just saying that's the example that we would really want to see right there. So I'll switch my screen for a second, show you guys this right here. So this is kind of something I was looking at as well. This is more so for swinging. This down here, the gray you see is after hours and pre-market. I don't use those on my charts for day trading. I don't need them. But if I'm swing trading, I would like to see what's going on after hours and pre-market and all that. But as you can see here, there's a nice little zone that Meta's in right now. Broke above, retesting. We could possibly get a move out to the upside here. I really want to see a break of this PD prior day high here, and 724.48 around that range, and then get a move to these highs here. So this is just kind of something I would look at. I would take this and I would say, what's going on? Like we took this one at the break of this key level here. The shorts were there, retested, and then you drop right down to the take profit. That was a beautiful one. So I would look for these on the 4-hour chart for possible swing plays. This is nothing too crazy here. I do look for these. I alert these daily in my Discord as well. But just most of the bread and butter is really the day trading, using that SMA strategy, the flat SMA, the trending. But I just wanted to show you guys a couple examples of why I wouldn't be looking for things like this leading into the open, right? I want the narrow and the tightness to be there leading into the open, because that's when the momentum moves come out of it most of the time. So nothing too crazy. I just wanted to show you guys why, and exactly what I'm looking for, because I don't use a lot of pre-market. I don't use a lot of levels. I don't use after hours. I don't use a lot of those things. So in the morning, I'm not marking pre-market levels. I'm not going back to the Asian session and marking the highs and the lows. And I don't need any of that. I never have. And as you can see on gold here, we're playing out nicely with exactly my strategy. But I don't really care for the SMA states right now. So that's why I wouldn't really be interested in it. But as you can see, we got a nice color change on a rising 20 there and there. That's entry to the upside. So, I mean, you'd be up decent on this. But my point is ideal. What's ideal? What's A+? What's really what we're looking for? That's going to be this right here. That's going to be this type of state, this type of move. Not saying you can't make money from this type of state or this type of move, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to give you guys an ideal picture of exactly what I look for and why I look for it. MNQ right now, decent. Look at the flat 200 leading into the open, right? So I'm thinking if we get a move like this, boom, this 20 can start curling, then we get a color change. That's going to get me in the trade to the upside. If it doesn't do that, then we'll start doing this, and then that 20 will get cross that 200 and start trending down, and then we'll get, one of these. And then that's the entry to the downside, right? But we have to wait till that starts happening from this narrow state. So I would just be keeping eyes here. There's nothing, there's no levels, there's no trends, there's nothing like that. There's no pre-market, there's no sessions. No, I would just be waiting for price to start trending, and I would keep an eye on the state of these SMAs in relation to where price is. That's really it. So yeah, guys, just wanted to show you guys a quick video of kind of what I look for pre-market. I don't need a lot of time. I only look at 6 to 8 stocks every day. I don't deviate. I don't change from those 6 to 8 stocks. I trade one session. the New York session, whenever I'm trading my futures, I'm trading New York. I don't look at after hours. I don't look at pre-market levels. I don't look at trend lines. I don't look at gaps. I don't look at any of those. I don't need those. The only thing I need is price action, market open, and SMA and my 2 SMAs. That's it. That's all I need. So I don't need a lot of time to do it, is my point. So I'm usually, I can do it in less than half an hour. I can mark out a couple Fab Fours, a couple levels on my swing trading. Now I do use that on my swing trading. A couple levels on my swing trading, and just keep an eye on the futures. That's really it. I don't do a lot. So just wanted to let everybody know my kind of morning process, morning routine, if you will. Nothing too crazy, but yeah, that's it. So if you guys have any questions about those, just let me know. Thanks.